Hello everyone, this is me Debashis for Revsportz. If you are in Manchester, or rather Lancashire, you got to meet this gentleman sitting next to me. He is none other than Farokh Engineer, former India cricketer, and someone who is very respected in these parts. Farokh Saab, obviously you were in Lords as well. Was it a heartbreaking loss for India?
Yes, in fact, it was because we should have been 2-1 really instead of the other way around. But we allowed them to score too much. Our main batsman didn't really click on the second last day. They got out cheaply. KL Rahul was, but we should have chased that total down really. The conditions were not very easy for batting. The last day of a test match is always difficult. But the way Bumrah and Siraj batted, I think it was a bit of a lesson to the higher batsmen that look here, if we can hang on and keep Jadeja going at one end, then why didn't you guys do it? I mean, we played some not so clever shots. We didn't have the best of luck, but no excuses. England deserved to win that game, and they won it.
Do you reckon that incident where the Indian captain Shubman Gill got into with Gill-Crawley on that one final over, that galvanized the England team some sort of, means of the fifth day morning, means that they were all caring.
Well, whenever there's needle in the game, whenever you square up shoulder to shoulder, it's never a very good thing. It's not good for cricket. Although some commentators sort of complimented it. They thought it's great, to show such intensity in Test cricket. I mean, in our time, we had altercations with the Australians, especially, who loved to, and even with England. There were some players who tried to show the superiority, but we put them in the place, And once you put them in the place, forget it and play the next ball. But don't let it affect your concentration, because sometimes it's done intentionally to distract you. And you made a very good point. Did that affect Shubman Gill and the Indian team? Did it galvanize the England team better? So, I mean, all these things considered. Yes, England use these things to their advantage. So we are not experienced enough to realize that. So it should not let it affect us. But it certainly galvanized the England team more. England looked to be playing more as a unit. Shubman Gill is a young captain. He's doing very well. He's leading by example. He's got beautiful batting. A lot of people wrote him off, saying that he won't succeed in English conditions. How wrong they were. He's a class player. And watching KL Rahul at the other end, who's superb. KL Rahul is like vintage wine. He seems to get better and better. It's a shame the number 3 spot is not really, Karun Nair hasn't really come up with the goods. He scored a brilliant 20, brilliant 30, but no, you expect much more from a number 3 batsman. You want him to get a big 100 or at least some decent scores, because number 3 batsman is one of the main. And then, of course, Rishabh Pant. Rishabh is Rishabh. I was really touched because he found out I was having lunch in the committee room at Lord's, and especially came up to say hi to me.
Which day?
On one of the days. Okay. Lunchtime, it didn't feel that day.
Okay.
So that's why he was in his shorts. I've got a photograph of that. But he said he especially came up, which was, very, very nice of him, because I met him, only once at Old Trafford. But he's such a lovely boy. And same with Dhoni, MS Dhoni. These are wicket-keepers union, so they're my buddies. And that respect is there, which I truly appreciate. But coming back to Old Trafford now, you're going to ask me that question?
Yeah, absolutely. But first, let me ask you about Rishabh Pant. Now that he has a finger injury, which has affected his batting somewhat, do you see him play purely as a batsman in that test match at Old Trafford?
Well, from the runs that he scored, yes, you can play him as a batsman. But Rishabh is so unpredictable, I mean, जो भेजा में आएगा वो करेगा, है ना? I don't think he knows exactly. We were laughing about it, you know. I said, when do you decide to hit a ball? No, जब भेजा में आ गया तो, you know. But he's got that confidence. You know, he's got that confidence. But he's got away with it so far. He's got away with it in his career. So, चलती का नाम गाड़ी बोलते हैं ना. So let him carry on. But on the reliability, for example, if it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes before close, and you don't want a fresh batsman to get in, either lunchtime or at end of day's play, I think you'd expect him to be a bit more responsible. But Rishabh is Rishabh. You know, what can you tell him? He's a great guy. You know, he's so talented. Hugely talented. He sort of invents his own shots, you know, and luckily with the helmet, they're able to do so. In our time, you couldn't play the scoop shot, otherwise you'd have no teeth left, you know, if the ball came straight in your mouth. But these helmets are there, so, and better bats, and, you know, and they practice these shots.
Yeah, they practice in them.
Okay, so IPL make your own shots. Don't play in Test cricket, because Test cricket is a longer version of the game. It's more reliable. So from a number 4 batsman or number 3 batsman, you don't expect scoop shots and all that. You know, you play properly and get big scores for your team. Rishabh, of course, he could play as a batsman alone because he's got some very good scores, 100 in each innings. No other wicketkeeper has done that. No other, you know, Indian has done that, in fact. And England have a good attack. So, and they're going to have a better attack now with Jofra Archer and Atkinson and all coming in. So we'll have to be on our toes and make sure if we win the toss and bat, we try and aim for.
It's a win, toss, bat first wicket here at Old Trafford?
I don't know. At the moment, there's a lot of grass on it, but on the morning of the match, it's obviously shaved off. And they say that in the best of captains, normally in a test match, after winning a toss, they think about it, and then decide to bat. Batting is the best option because the track is best on the first afternoon of a test match. That's the best time to bat. And the next day, once you see the shine of the new ball. But Old Trafford is a 50-50 wicket. It'll help the pacers. It's a good cricketing wicket, you know. So it depends how your opening bowlers bowl, how Jasprit Bumrah has to play. There's
my next question is related to Jasprit Bumrah.
I know what you're going to answer.
Should he be picking and choosing? Means as far as test matches are concerned, because when you are representing your country, you got to give it your best. And obviously there has been a 7-8 days gap after that first test. I had a word with Dilip Vengsarkar as well. Dilip Bhai also mentioned that he should have played all the test matches if he is fit and available.
I agree 100% with what Dilip says, you know, that there is enough rest. He is 100% loyal to India, without a doubt. I mean, he's the best fast bowler in the world today. And I think, he should play. But he should be handled just carefully. You know, if he gets tired in 3 or 4 overs, just get the best of him. But he should play, I agree with Dilip, 100%. That you're there to play for your country. You have a lot of days rest in between. You can have rest even after bowling a spell, you can go in the dressing room, have a massage and come back these days, as long as it doesn't bowl straight away. So, I mean, all these facilities are there. English players will do their best to get the maximum out of the leverage what's there. So why don't Indian players? Yes, Bumrah should definitely play at Old Trafford and the Oval. If we have, you know, because we need to win both the test match to win the series. It's 2-1 in favor of England now. If we win at Old Trafford 2-all, and then we go to Oval. But what a great advertisement this has been for Test cricket. You know, all the tests so far. This is wonderful to see for a country which is IPL oriented, and we are used to T20, which is fantastic. We are the envy of the world in IPL. So I mean, for us to appreciate, for the audiences to appreciate Test cricket, I think it's a huge thing. So Dilip was absolutely 100% right in what he said.
And obviously, talking about Yashasvi Jaiswal, the shot that he played in the second innings against Jofra Archer, a bouncer at off stump, he should have left that ball. So, do you think that this is where the youngsters in the Indian team is lacking that discipline because of too much of white ball cricket and IPL? That discipline in their game, they need to have that discipline in their game.
Yeah, to a certain extent, yes, because there's a huge responsibility on Yashasvi. He's such a fine player, India lucky to have. And I think thanks to Dilip's academy that he's come from there.
Yes, absolutely.
And he's producing more and more cricketers. So he's doing a fantastic job for Indian cricket. And I think Indian cricket should appreciate Dilip's role more here. But coming back to that shot he played, it's an instinctive shot. He's used to hooking bounces. He's used to getting sixes in IPL. If this IPL match, I'm sure he would have hit it for a six. But maybe test match, he was a bit restrained. But he had just come in. He wasn't used to the bounce. He's not used to English conditions. He's not really played in England. So I would advise him to use a little more restraint and get his eye in, and then sort of try and plant with the shots.
Yeah. So Farokh sir, talking back to number 3 batting, means obviously Karun Nair has done good, means obviously he has got those starts, but he has failed to convert those starts into a big knock, which is essential
Well, that's
for a number 3 batsman.
that for a number 3 batsman, you don't expect him to get a beautiful 20 or a beautiful 30. He's got to get big hundreds, because number 3 is the most important position. Because, number 4, 3, 4, you're supposed to be the best batsman there. We got a terrific opening partnership in Gill and Jaiswal. And KL Rahul, of course, is in the form of his life. So we need another support. We can't constantly keep on failing. Scoring 20 or 30 is not being successful. That scoring, you expect bigger scores from that. Karun Nair has failed to do that. So why not give Sai Sudarshan a chance now to come and, see how he can do. He's come with a huge reputation. So, but for me, yes, Sai Sudarshan in place of Karun Nair, and I would pick Kuldeep Yadav as a genuine spinner of the ball in place of the all-rounder, either Nitish Reddy or from what's he called?
Washington Sundar?
No. Washington is there as an all-rounder. He's done very well, Washington. Keep Washington there.
To play 3 spinners?
Well, Washington and Jadeja are more holding bowlers. Although Washington's got 4 wickets.
Yeah.
But they were all 4 straight balls. They played him for off spinner, and that's how he got his wickets. Washington is a very useful batsman, very useful fielder. I would certainly keep Washington in the team. Otherwise your tail becomes very long.
And then how do you get in Kuldeep in?
Well, get in at the expense of either that all-rounder, Nitish Kumar Reddy, or who's the other one from the. No, Jadeja is there. Who played in Australia, got runs.
Nitish Reddy got runs.
I know. But from Mumbai, Shardul Thakur.
But Shardul Thakur is not in the team.
No, but that position, I would say, instead of Nitish, try Kuldeep Yadav, depending on the wicket. If it's like a green top wicket, but I think Kuldeep Yadav can spin the ball. He's a genuine spinner, a wrist spinner, and the only wrist spinner on either side, really. And he's more capable of turning the ball. Had he been there in the team in the first 3 test matches, we would have won the series by now. This is my opinion. Because it turned at Lord's, it turned at Headingley, it turned at Edgbaston. So these 3 places were the place he had to play. Now, Old Trafford wicket is known to take spin, but Kuldeep can turn them on a good wicket. So I would be inclined. He's a potential match winner. We got to think of bowlers who are going to get England out twice. You can't just rely on Bumrah or Akashdeep. They've done a fantastic job. Siraj has bowled very well. But I think with a genuine spinner like Kuldeep Yadav, Bumrah can ease the pressure release of Bumrah, pressure release of Siraj and all that. So I think he'll be a good acquisition. But you're going to lend him the tail, okay. But that's why I would keep Washington Sundar in.
My final couple of questions, Farokh sir. Obviously, with the series with England leading 2-1, obviously this is one particular venue where India have not won in the past. They have played 9 Test matches, drawing 5 and losing 4. So it was the case in Headingley as well. So do you reckon that what does India needs to do so as to unsettle the England team?
Well, I just said about Kuldeep Yadav, said about the number 3 batsman, Sai Sudarshan. If plan A hasn't worked, try plan B. And this is our plan B. I mean, you can't, we've only got 11 players in the team. So I think these 2 changes that I suggested, and definitely Bumrah should play, without a doubt. He should be handled very, very carefully, in mothballs, they say. Look after him, he's your precious asset. So bowl him for 3 overs, 4 overs maximum at a time. But bring him on at the right time. That's the main thing. Law of averages might catch up, although India hasn't won a test match at Old Trafford. Maybe, we'll bring more luck to India this time. And maybe for the first time, we will beat England at Old Trafford, God willing.
Yeah.
So let's pick the right time. Let's get a good start. I don't think the toss makes a huge difference. Sometimes could be a blessing in disguise to lose a toss also, because who knows, if England win the toss and decide to bat, and Bumrah gets 3 or 4 wickets before lunch, he's very capable of doing that. So I mean, so who knows? That's why the uncertainty. Cricket is such a wonderful game. There's so much uncertainty about it. You can't sit on a bench and just say ye hoga, wo hoga. That is all bundlebaj. And baseball is also bundlebaj in my opinion, because where was there baseball in the Lord's Test? They would in the shell completely. And I was joking with one of the English players, English commentators. So where is all the baseball talk gone? We call it bundlebaj. So I mean, we automatically play well. We automatically get 3 or 4 runs and over. Because our batsmen are used to playing shots. Let's keep going. Let's keep doing what we have been doing. And we need a little bit of luck. And I hope it'll be 2-2 at Old Trafford. And we go to the Oval. And with the last test match.
And talking about Oval, Farokh sir, obviously that series 1971, Sunil Gavaskar, means that was one of the most incredible test series wins.
Well, most Indians seem to think that 1983 was the renaissance of Indian cricket. They're so wrong. 83, all credit to Kapil and the boys for winning the World Cup. But in 71, we beat West Indies in the West Indies. We beat England in England. Yeah, we've beaten Australia in India. And I think we've beaten most. We didn't play against South Africa those days. But 71 was the renaissance of Indian cricket. Please remember that, guys. Not 83. All credit to 83 boys. But 71 was the start, the renaissance of Indian cricket.
So that was Farokh's Engineer exclusive for Revsportz. Keep watching this space to get all the updates throughout our coverage in England. Until then, this is Debashis signing out. Keep watching.